been an interesting couple of seasons for Cody Bellinger during his Cubs tenure. Belli signed a one-year, $18 million deal with the Cubs following two straight disastrous seasons in the winter of 2022. The season that followed was an outstanding one. Cody hit .307 with 26 homers and 20 steals in just 130 games, but there were still red flags. Take a look at Cody's 2023 Baseball Savant page, and you'll see a player bound to decline quite a lot the next season. When Cody hit the market in 2023 though, the Cubs still needed his services, and so after taking all offseason to find a deal, he ended up back in Chicago for a 3-year deal worth $90 million with opt-outs after each year. The assumption was that Belli would put up another good year and be back on the market, but that decline his analytics predicted hit pretty strongly last season. In 2024, Cody put up a fairly pedestrian 751 OPS, with his contact, power, and defensive metrics all taking a dip. This led Cody to opt into his contract for another season as his chance of getting that huge contract he was seeking sharply dwindled. Bellinger is still a good player though. He provides quality defense in center field and at first base. He's good for a stolen base every now and then, and while his underlying metrics still kind of suck, he's been an above league average hitter for 2 straight seasons now. It wouldn't be a terrible thing if the Cubs entered 2025 with Belli on the active roster, but with Kyle Tucker now on the team, things have grown increasingly complicated. The Cubs now have 5 major league outfielders. On top of Tucker, who will certainly be out in right field and DH, the Cubs have Seiya Suzuki, a better hitter than Bellinger, Ian Happ, also a better hitter than Bellinger, and Pete Crow Armstrong, the team's young defensive wizard out in center field. PCA is making the major league minimum, while Seiya is very cost effective at $18 million a year, and Happ is making $20 million, making Cody the most expensive and probably least useful option simultaneously. The Cubs could throw him at first base, moving Michael Busch to third, but moving your first baseman to a more demanding defensive position is rarely a good idea, and is Belli really a good enough hitter to justify that? I don't think so. I think it's clear that he is now the odd man out, and it's hard to imagine where he fits onto this team, and so the time has come to ship him off. The Yankees, as of now, are by far the #1 option. This has been heavily reported, and with the Kyle Tucker trade done, the Cubs can now focus all their attention on moving Belli and his sizable contract. Now, a team like New York still has some options when it comes to adding an outfielder, but a true center fielder like Belli, while he's still fairly young at 29 years of age, would be very useful for a team that probably doesn't want to keep Aaron Judge out there in center field full time. The Yanks also need a first baseman. Cody can do that, and being a lefty pull hitter, he is going to abuse that short porch out in right field if the Yankees do grab him. This is a clear match. The Yankees kind of need him, and that brings into question how much the Cubs could pull in a trade. Will Warren is a name that has been mentioned. Warren is a 25-year-old pitching prospect coming off a rough 2024 season start to finish, but before last year he was a highly regarded prospect. That caliber of player being mentioned seems to indicate that the Yankees probably view Bellinger as an actual positive asset that they are willing to actually cough things up for, and while that may not be surprising, plenty of teams out there would probably require the Cubs to tag on quite a lot in addition to Bellinger to make taking on his $30 million worth it. Seems like the Yankees would not, and that alone makes this a deal I would really like the Cubs to make. They're still around $29 million under the first tax threshold this offseason, and getting rid of Cody's money after taking on Kyle Tucker's will leave quite a hefty amount open to spend this offseason on either free agents or paying more guys acquired via trade. It's not quite that simple though. If the Yankees were willing to take on Cody's full contract, a deal might already be done. Instead, it seems like they want the Cubs to eat a hefty $5 to $10 million of the deal. Does this make it no longer worth it? I don't think so. I still believe this is the move. The Cubs now have a really good lineup even without factoring in Bellinger, and it's time to string together a couple more moves to make this team even better. Belli might have to go for that to happen. That is all I got for this one, guys. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.